Let's go. All right. Repeat after me. I am powerful.
I am powerful.
Louder. I am powerful.
I am powerful.
I am powerful.
I am powerful.
Well, hello. Welcome to the podcast. Today we have a special guest. If you are looking for inspiration, a powerful story, and a reason to keep fighting, this is it. Ashley, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me, Dr. Kaba.
Of course. Introduce yourself to the world, please.
So, my name is Ashley, and I'm 40 years old, and I don't know if you can see it, but I'm in a wheelchair, and I'm originally from Chicago, and I live in Florida where he is.
Chicago. So, do you want to talk a little? First, talk about your. Let us know about your channel. You have a channel.
So, I have a YouTube channel that is sort of like a podcast, and I do disability advocacy as well as other people's stories about. Basically, my podcast is about what's going on in the disability world. Like, I'll talk about political stuff, but only if it relates to like how it's affecting people with disabilities. Or I'll have someone on the show that might have like a colostomy bag and those kinds of things, and they'll tell me like how they live with whatever disability that they have. It's called Handy and Capable.
Handy and capable. Do you consider yourself an advocate? I mean, isn't this advocacy for disabled?
Always,
Got
always.
it.
I have spent my life advocating for myself and other people when I can.
Can you share what is your disability?
I have cerebral palsy, so I was born with it, and that's why I use the wheelchair. I've been in a wheelchair all my life, but I have a motto, and it's brush the dirt off your shoulders and keep going. I can make a choice every day, either lay down and die or get up and do something with my life, and I choose to do something with my life.
That's powerful. I am telling you that is powerful. We sometimes don't appreciate some of the things that we're not going through, and to see you using it not only to help yourself but to help other people is definitely special. Now, I would like to real quick touch upon how me and you met, because me and you met in a very special way.
Yes, we did.
We have a mutual powerful friend, Miss
Yes.
Linda. I talk about her in almost all my speeches because she helped me change my life by supporting me. How did you meet her?
She came into my life to support me too. I needed to go away to school to finish my BA, which I did finish, guys, and I'm a speech therapist. And she
Oh,
has a
God.
bunch of cats and she loves cats, and I have one cat, and I needed someone to take care of my cat for about 3 months so that I could go to UCF in person and finish my degree. And Linda heard my story, took care of my cat for free, and gave me some money to go to college with. And now she's like my best friend, and we meet for lunch every week, and I don't know what I would do without her. She's
She's
like
an
a second
amazing.
mom, to be honest.
Yeah, she was like a second mom to my kids. She helped me too. Like, this is just a special person. That's like what she was put on
She's
your.
the best.
She,
Linda, we love you if you're listening.
Yes, and then she connected us. It's the circle. The circle of life is amazing, and I'm glad I met you. I'm glad I met you through her. It's just amazing. So, let's talk about what is your goal on this channel and your advocacy. What are you trying to get done?
Well, the goal for me is to advocate for people with disabilities because we are not seen, we are not heard, and a lot of us are caged. I have a lot of friends who have their own homes, but they don't really go out because their parents don't want them to go out and be in the world because they're scared for them. And I want people to be seen and I want people to be heard, because just because we have a disability doesn't mean that we can't change the world.
Yes,
That's
I
the way
like
I
that.
see it.
That's the way it is. Yeah, you could change the world, and you are changing the world. Can I ask you what to you is the hardest part about having a disability? Like, what is the toughest part about it?
Honestly, right now in my life, I would say just financial. I accept who I am. I love who I am. I wouldn't change it. And my parents are always like, I feel so sorry for you. I wish I could have done better. And I love me. It's just the financial part of it. Like, I have a lot of medical things that go on with me. And for instance, I'm anemic and I'm always having to get iron infusions and stuff. And so my medical bills are a lot of money. My chairs cost a lot of money. The one I'm sitting in was $4,000. My electric one was $30,000. And that's all funded through Medicaid. And my aide, I have an aide that is in the house with me 8 hours a day. I'm trying to double it to 16. And Medicaid and Medicare pays for all of that right now, but currently I'm scared because it could be taken away because of the presidential climate right now.
Mm.
So I'm trying to use my channel and some other resources with you to make some money for myself so that I can get, cuz I'm also, and I don't usually share this, but I'll share this here cuz it's important to know. I'm also on section 8, so I depend on the government solely right now at this point in time. But I'm afraid that all my safety nets are going to leave. So it's my hope that I can use the tools that you and I are starting to put together to change my circumstances and just afford my own things. I'm tired of renting too. I want to own my own home.
Well, I'm gonna tell you one of the strongest part about when I met you and we have our conversations is the way you mentioned the fear, which it's a fear that a lot, right, a lot of people are going through in your situation. But I like something that you said, that you want to become independent and you don't want to let that affect you. Like, you want to do something about it. That's
Yeah.
a very positive mindset and a very hard mindset to develop, right? And I think it comes from you loving yourself. Like you said, you love who you are, you love yourself. So, what would you tell someone going through your same situation that is also in fear right now to change that mindset or to become this way of taking control?
I feel like I can do anything I want, and you could do anything that you want to do if you set your mind to it. So just start creating some goals of some things that you could do to offset your income and put your mind to it and do it. And if I can help anybody, Dr. Kab is going to leave all of my information where you could reach me. Please reach out. I have a lot of disabled resources because I dive into those things all the time for myself. So that's how I feel.
And you have a degree, right? You have a degree. Talk about your degree.
Ah, that was hard.
Yeah, I am.
So let's go a little bit backwards.
Yes.
I'm just like you. I got my GED. My parents and I decided that it was best for me to go into foster care, mainly because the financial situation with my bills and stuff was so hard. And it ended up being like the best decision of my life
Really?
because I got, when I went into foster care at 13, and those times were hard. And I could tell a bunch of stories, but I'm not going to because I'm going to write a book and I want to leave that for that. But once I turned 18, I was eligible for their independent living program. And that's how I ended up with roommates and my own apartments since I was 20. And then I was able to get Section 8 after being on the list for like 4 years. And now I live completely by myself in a two-bedroom. And I have aides that come into my house to make sure I'm showered, fed, all that kind of stuff.
How do you gain so much strength? Like, what is it that, let me ask you this. What do you tell yourself when you wake up in the morning that because that's a lot of power, right? You have a lot of things that you could have allowed to stop you from doing what you're
Best
doing.
friend says that all the time. She said, for somebody who has the right to say no and that they can't, you don't. She tells me that like almost every day of my life.
Well, she's a smart person because yes, it is very obvious. So what do you tell, how do you gain, I don't know, how do you gain that courage?
I I have the greatest friends and family, especially like my friends. And recently my parents have been super supportive of like my decisions. But my friends are the greatest people that you could ever meet in your life. And they've always just surrounded me and been there for me. And it makes me want to wake up every day.
Look at that.
So, I mean, like, I wouldn't change my life for anything. I mean, If you could tell me that I
That's
could
what I'm
walk,
talking
then
about.
maybe, but like
That's what I'm talking
if I
about.
could never walk, like I'm okay with that.
That's what I'm talking about. You're giving so many golden nuggets here. John Maxwell, I think it was John Maxwell, he once said that the better you are at surrounding yourself of people of high value, the better your chances of success. This proves it, right? Because you surrounded yourself with people that really love you, people that really care, and look how much it has helped you. But more importantly, look at what you just said. Like you want to be who you are no matter what's going on. That
Yeah.
is strength. That is where you get that strength from. I am so proud of you as a person. I am so
Thank you. I'm so glad we met.
I am too. It's amazing. You're inspirational. The fact that you came out of foster care, that already, I'm pretty sure there's numbers out there that your chances of success are less because of
I
that.
sent you a blog on that I
Yes,
wrote.
you did. Yeah, she writes as well. So anybody that wants to go look at her work,
It's been something that I've been thinking about because I want to get my master's degree so that I can have my own therapy office and not have to work under someone. And then I want to offer free therapy for those who can't afford it through insurance or whatever. And I want to be able to help as many people that are disabled with as many things as I can. So that's one of my goals too, is to finish school all the way through.
well, let me ask you about this goal, because that goal of wanting to help people as well, where does that come from? Because that's a different type of person. Why do you want to help people so much?
Because I hope my parents don't kill me for saying this, but like I wasn't loved the way I wanted to be loved. I wasn't helped the way I wanted to be helped. And so I want to change that for people.
Nice. I mean, I don't know. It is extremely powerful that you think the way you do. So, can you further explain your disability? I know you said it was cerebral palsy, but what else?
So my cerebral nerve, two things happened to me when I was born. I didn't get enough oxygen coming out of my mom, and that was the main thing that happened. My brain suffered. I also was born with hydrocephalus, which is water on the brain. I have tubes that lead the water from my brain to my stomach so it doesn't kill me. And then the second thing that happened is when they used the tweezers or to pull me out, they used those forceps
Mhm.
in the 80s. They used the forceps. So sorry about leaning forward. I had to fix myself there.
Okay. You do what you got
So
to
when
do
they used the
to become.
forceps, they smashed my cerebral nerve. And my parents should have sued the hospital for all of that, but they didn't know at the time.
So the story gets even more powerful. Jeez. I
But you
mean,
know what? Let me tell you, the doctors told my parents that I would never walk, talk, smile, go to school. I would never be able to do anything meaningful with my life. Prove them wrong.
and does that push you? Yeah, we're here. We're here.
When I got when I left Plantation High School, where I was going to high school, because my grades were in the toilet, and it was only because I was moving from home to home. When I left Plantation High School, my teachers said to me, I don't know why you're studying for the GED test. You're never going to pass. They said all of these things, and I passed it. And I took the GED back to the school and showed it to the teachers that told me that,
Same thing. I would have done the same thing. I would have done the same
you
thing.
know, and a lot of them are retired now, or I would take my BA there too and be
Just
like,
to show,
you said, but look at
hit them even harder.
yeah,
You're I'm telling you. And okay, so what made you like not pay attention to that? Like seriously, like that's it seems like we not everything, but there's a lot of things that we come from like that are similar.
almost the
And
same, yeah.
yeah, and that's one of them. People telling me what I can't do. That's it. And it still happens. Still a thing. What pushes you past saying, you know what, I don't care what you think. Let's go.
Because like I said, I have seen so many people suffer. I have an ex boyfriend that I love dearly, and his parents keep him like very silent. They don't let him have his own life. And I've seen that with a lot of disabled people, and a lot of kids are sitting at home with their parents. And I'm like, I don't want this life
Mm.
for myself, and I am determined to do something different.
I
And
mean,
that's just been always my attitude.
yeah, you doing something different. It seems like all the time. I mean, you went for it. You went for it. Now, also when we have our conversations, you tell me how much you love what you do with the for the kids that you do it for. You want to talk about what
Yeah,
you do?
because I recently got my BA in December, and now I work with autistic kids and adults, basically working on being able to tell me what's in their mind by using spelling boards and things like that.
So you help. Oh my God, you're so inspirational. I don't know. I don't even know what. Like why? I don't even understand. Do you ever feel that? Are you by any chance? Are you a believer in God or?
Christ, of course.
Okay, okay. So let me ask you this: is there any? Do you think you were placed here for such a task? You know what I mean? I don't know how to ask it.
I know I was placed here for something because I was supposed to die, supposedly, as the doctors said and stuff. I was born 2 months and 1 week early. So, and I was like a pound and a half.
And a half.
Yeah.
That's right. What babies usually come out with is like 6, 7 pounds, right? So
Yes.
that's more. Oh, wow.
They put me in an incubator and they were like, we're going to try, but we're not sure. And it worked out. And I definitely believe in God because I definitely believe I wouldn't be here if he didn't exist.
And this was back then when it wasn't. That was like critical when a baby was born so small or so
Yes.
premature. Usually, it wouldn't. They wouldn't
Yes.
make it.
Now they have interventions.
Yep.
And
Now,
now it's more of an easy thing for babies like that to stay alive. But back when I was born, no.
so you wait. So you were born like kicking, punching. You were like fighting from the beginning. You wasn't playing. You
Yes,
do you
exactly.
consider yourself a warrior?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, you have to be. Who fight?
I have another friend that I'm going to refer to you just to do the podcast. He has cerebral palsy too, and he's a paralegal, and he's been my friend for 30 years. And then I have another friend of mine that is a full fledged lawyer that has muscular dystrophy. We don't let anything stop us.
Amazing. I'm telling you, it's just amazing. Like, and it makes you stronger too, right? Stronger than the average
Yeah,
Joe.
I don't have a choice. Like,
Yeah.
I was put on this earth to do something. And like I said, I love me, so I do the best I can.
And do you know that just by telling your story, you are already changing the world? Like just by saying telling people your story, you're changing things. You do know that, right?
Yes, of course I do.
Because you're giving inspiration, you're giving hope, and anyone that's going through it, or even if you're not going through anything, it makes you understand like what the abilities a human has if they're determined to do it. So, do you have any tips for people that can help them be you? No, not be you, but be like you, like your mind.
I mean, you have to want it. That's the biggest thing. There's this quote that says the brick walls were put up for people basically to knock down if they really want something. I can't think of the author right now. My best friend would know because that's the
That's the
philosophy she lives by too. She is not in a wheelchair. We just have like the same kind of mindset. And it's actually on my personal Instagram. My personal Instagram, the quote at the top says knock brick walls.
how would someone find your Instagram? You want to shout out your handle real quick?
Well, I'm only going to shout out my business Instagram.
Yep,
I
of
I
course.
don't I have a private one, and then I have a my business Instagram is the same as my channel, Handy and Capable. It's spelled HandyCapable. And when I do start doing the podcast version of my YouTube, it's going to be called Handy and Capable Unfiltered.
Wait, what's the unfiltered part? Tell me what you gonna have on there.
Well, just like I'm not going to hold anything back. And the guests on my show, they'll all have different kind of disabilities and stuff, and they won't have to hold back. They can say whatever they need to say.
Yeah, I like it too. You see, it got my attention. I'm like, wait, what are you gonna have on there? I love it. So you talked about the current political climate, right? And I know you're not talking like about anything specific, but how scared are you that? What do you know about what the plans are there?
Terrified, terrified. Um, I depend on what is called the Medicaid waiver to have my aides come in. They help me get in and out of the shower. They help me wash my hair. They help me do my hair. They help me cook. They help me clean. Everything, like everything in daily life. Sometimes my aide will take me for transportation. Like if I need to get somewhere and my bus didn't show up, she's the one that takes me to places to make sure that I don't miss an appointment somewhere. And they want to cut $888 billion, dollars, and that's basically the whole budget of Medicaid. If that gets cut out, if I don't have enough money to support myself and pay my own people and have my own home, then the next step would be to institutionalize people like me.
I mean, I'm sorry, you're. This is.
That's what they're talking about, is just to have institutions to put us in. And I've always had like my own life and my own friends and my own home, and I couldn't imagine my life like that. So I said to myself, I have to change this so that I can keep the life that I have.
Telling you, I love the way you look at it and the way you're seeing it. You're gonna take action, and you are. We've spoken a few times. I know you're taking the action, and you're working at getting there. So I don't know. I'm really, really, really proud of you for being you. So I don't know what else to say. It's just amazing. You're an amazing human being.
I'm so,
I don't know how else to say it.
you owe Linda a big one.
I do. It's just I'm telling you, I love
She told
seeing
you a little bit
people.
of my story on a post on Facebook, and you were like, "Wait, what? I want to
Yeah,
talk to
who
her."
is this person? What do you mean? Yeah, no, it's I like fighters. And I don't mean fighters, right? Physical fighters. That's I mean people that fight with life. Once I
Well, you did, so that makes sense.
yeah, but not like you are fighting a whole different fight that I wouldn't be prepared for thrown into it right now. So yeah, I see you more as a fighter than anyone, than me. I mean, this is huge. It's like you're showing that strength is not about your physical ability, but your ability to conquer your physical world. That's what you're showing. That's what strength is. That's what it's. I cannot imagine going through what you're going through. I'm gonna be honest with you. It would be very. I don't know
And
if
for
I
me,
can
it's
where
like,
you are.
what? It's so easy for me. But then again, I've been dealing with this my whole life. I don't know any different. So I guess that's why it's easy. I just don't want to lose this. I have a beautiful life. My friends take me on vacations. I've been on cruises
Ooh,
before.
nice.
I have been outside of like the state of Florida, and I love Disney.
You have to put that in there. I love this. Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna come to you and go to Disney. Like, we need to plan something.
Let's do it. I'm
Yeah.
down. I'm down. Let me ask you because it looks like surrounding yourself with like the right people has been a major. I don't know if you.
Without that, I would not be me.
And so how do you do that? Like, how do you like know how to do that?
Well, I met the right friends in high school, and then my best friend that I'm closest to, I went to community college with before I went to UCF, and she graduated from UCF as well. And I just was like, maybe I should go there too.
She's like, why not?
But I can tell you a little bit about the story of why I chose to be a speech therapist, though. Like,
Yes, tell me.
because in the beginning, my father wanted me to do music. I've been singing all my life. I was a part of the church choir and a part of like the chorus during elementary, middle, and high school. And I do love to sing. And then when I was originally going to school, I went to school for a little bit of graphic design and web design. I have certifications in that. And I was going to school for computer science. But what stopped me with that is the math. The math got really hard and I could not. And so going through all of the foster homes and things that I did go through, I was in. different homes all the time. And I landed in this one home where it was a bunch of kids with cerebral palsy and autism, like different things. And I was an adult, but they didn't have any adult beds open. So they set me in a kids group home. And this one kid that had autism gravitated towards me, and he was 9 years old and he was in diapers, and there was a lot going on with him. And I started teaching him sign language to tell me when he was hungry or when he needed to go to the bathroom and stuff. And it got him out of diapers. He started using the bathroom, and um, everybody was like, if we were allowed to hire you here, we would hire you to work here.
Oh,
And you need to go and work with kids like these. And so I prayed and I asked God, if this is what you want me to do, please give me a vision. And He gave me the whole vision in a dream.
please. And so you're listening. You're
Yeah.
listening to what you're hearing.
And I love what I do.
So I don't know if you know, Miss Linda told you my grandson is autistic, and I
No,
also
you didn't. No.
yeah, we went to. That's why when you first told me that's what you were doing, I was like, "What?" Because he went to a lot of speech therapists to help
Yeah.
him a lot.
Yeah.
It really works. That's what I was amazed by what you're doing because I saw it really work. It was like 100% improvement from. It was immediate improvement. You know, like I
Can he
wouldn't say
talk?
immediate. Yeah, well, now he could. I mean, he could always speak, but not. It was very hard for him. But they now he's. I mean, he's at the top of his class.
Oh, that's amazing.
The dude is doing really good. So that's why when
That's
you
how
first
it
told me
came with
that.
me. I was in ESE first, and then I was put in mainstream classes because they realized how absolutely smart I actually was.
Nice. You have to be.
But like I told you, I didn't end up graduating from high school because of other extenuating circumstances.
So let's talk about that, right? What made you go get the GED? Like, what told you go get it? Because I was in your same situation.
Well, my best friend at the time that I went to high school with, she was like, you're really smart. And it's not that you are not smart enough to get your high school diploma. But the thing for me, because of the brain damage and the stuff I do have going on, my brain functions a little slower than the average person's. So having 7 class periods and 7 things to do homework for really difficult on me. I couldn't, between moving schools and moving houses and that, I couldn't do it. And she said, "This is what I think you should do. I think that you should drop out of school, and I think that you should enroll in a GED program." I was living in a group home at the time, so I didn't have control of my funds because I was like 16, 17, somewhere there still. She said the GED classes are only like $10 every 9 weeks. And so she said, I get allowance from my parents like $50 a week. She said, I don't mind paying for the program for you, and then I'll meet you at the library and help you study.
So, like, so this friend, I don't know, you have a real skill of being able to surround yourself with good people. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
that's a
she
skill.
met me at the library for months and helped me study for this test on top of like paying for me to go to actual GED classes, and I practiced there. And when they told me that they thought that I was ready to take the test, it was $50 to take. I told my dad. He was willing to pay for that, paid for the test, took the test, passed it the first time.
I did it. It's all work, not brain for me. Just a hard worker. So let me ask you this. Was it hard for you? Because it was hard for me to drop out of high school. Well, not hard. It was easy to drop out, but I mean hard mentally. I felt like I was
It
failing.
did take a mental toll on me, but I knew where I wanted to go with my life, and I knew that I wasn't a dumb person because when I lived with my father, like, I was an honor roll student. My stepmom and my dad were great, and then he got divorced, and it just
It went, it went bad from there.
It screwed everything up.
Got it. No, the way usually divorces do. That's really, really tough. And then, okay, so I love your friends. Your friends are freaking amazing. The way they support. I
Oh
don't
my
know.
gosh, my friend that just called, she is the one that kept pushing me to finish my degree, and she got to push me across the stage at UCF when I received. And like I told you, she graduated from there too. So it was really
Must
special
have
to
been
her
so
because
heartwarming.
I can send you a picture of us, and it's me shaking the president's hand, and she's behind me pushing me across the stage. And she has
Beautiful.
this big smile on her face with me.
Let me ask you this. And this is like a really important question. Are your friends taking application for more friends? Because I could fill one out. What are the requirements?
My best friend Victoria, and I know that she's going to listen to this. My best friend Victoria and my best friend Roxy, they are two of the rock stars of my life. My life wouldn't be the same without them. My friends donated considerable amounts of money because when I did my last semester at UCF, so I was eligible for the Pell Grant all the way through. My schooling got paid for, but for the last semester, I had money for my classes, but not the housing. And the housing, because I'm disabled and where I had to live to get a handicap accessible like dorm, was $5,000. And then I had this apartment that I wanted to keep, and that was another 3 grand for the 4 months that I was gone. My friends got together and my family got together and they raised $8,000 so that I could afford to pay for here and pay for my dorm there and still have like I was able to take my whole social security check and use it for food and expenses in Orlando while I was in Orlando. And because Florida Medicaid is Florida Medicaid, I was able to just move my care to Orlando because
Got it.
I could use it anywhere in the state. So that's how I would not have survived this without my friends and my parents.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think it reflects a lot on you, like having such a good support system. And these people, they love you. They love you and they want to see you win. And that's something that you have to earn from people. And it looks like you've earned it all the way. So I don't know. You're definitely powerful. So, okay, so let's talk about your future. I love future, right?
Okay.
So you're working. You want your next step is masters, right? When it comes to education, is that correct?
Yeah, but I was fortunate to do my my undergrad debt free, like I had told you. Like I don't owe UCF a penny. So I would like to do that again so that even if it takes me a couple of years to uh not go to school because I'm working on YouTube and building that up because I want to be able to save up money to be able to go to school debt free again.
And the masters is going to be also in being speech therapist, right?
Yes.
That's right. Yeah, good. Okay, and then opening a business, a private practice,
Yes.
or non for profit. Man, and your book, right? You're thinking
Yes. I
about
want to write a book about my yes.
you. No, not you want. You better write a book. What are you talking about? You I think you're too late. You better get on it. You
You
better
don't know
write a
how
book.
you and so many of my friends are like, "So when is your book coming out?" And I'm like,
You better do the world a favor. The world needs to
"All right,
hear this.
you have to get me in touch with people so I
We're
can
working on it. We're working on it. That's the plan.
Did you write all of this stuff yourself or did you have an
Yes,
editor and
I
stuff?
wrote it all myself, and you can definitely tell when you read it. You can definitely tell I wrote it myself when you read it. No, because everything. Okay, my it's not. I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna say my disability, but it's not a disability. It's just my barrier or my weakness is something you're very strong at. So I am on the spectrum. So one of the things that the hardest things for me is making networks, talking to people the
Oh
way
my
you
god, I'm
do,
going to
and
network
having
you
good
with so
people
many
around me.
people.
Yeah, that's my weakness because I could get on a stage and I do it all the time. I get on the stage, I speak to hundreds of people at a time. But if me and like walking up to a person that I don't know the rules, I don't know how to handle that. I'm learning and I'm doing better. So
You
everything I
would
do,
never
I
know
have to
that
do on
about
my
you
own.
unless you shared it. What?
Yeah, it's my biggest weakness. I'm working on it, but it is my biggest weakness to build relationships if it's not only work. Now, if it's work in one of my services, I can sit down and coach somebody because I know what to do. But now, if you're telling me, okay, now you're in a room and you have to just talk to people and like build relationships, I don't know when do you say hi? When do you not say hi? When do you say goodbye? When are you talking too much? When are you not talking too much? That all goes on. So
Gosh,
yeah, it's really
I would
hard.
never know.
And nobody, I guess a lot of people don't unless you get in a room with me and you don't know me. Then you're like, man, why doesn't he? A lot of people think I'm mean, like because I can't walk and like
And
say
you don't speak
hi.
sometimes, maybe.
It's yeah, I don't because but it's not mean. I don't know how to do it. It's really difficult for me. So that's been always a barrier. So the reason I'm saying that is because yeah, that's why I edit my own stuff. Everything I work on, I kind of do myself. It's hard for me to ask for help from anybody. But that I'm working on. And but you have that. You have that. That's what I'm telling you. It is a skill. It is a skill that you honed in and you made it into a strength, which is I find it amazing. So yeah, so kudos to you. So your book that is coming out when? No, I'm just
Maybe
playing. I'm
in
just,
the next year, you and
oh,
I will discuss it and we'll get it going.
I thought I was talking about in a week or 2 weeks. No, I'm only playing. I'm only playing. I want the world to hear this story, man. I'm telling you, you need to be on a stage. You need to be telling this story over and
One of
over.
my dreams is to do a TED Talk.
Yes, and I think you're gonna do it. I'm telling you, you have somebody has to give you that stage because every time I get on stage, people want to hear these stories of overcoming, so they know that there's a chance in whatever they're overcoming. So yeah, I don't know. I'm very proud of you. I can't wait to see everything you're doing. Everybody, please go look at her channel. Go follow her. Go do what we gotta do to make sure we support her and show
I'll
her that
make
she's
sure
doing
that
good.
I give you all of the information on people, how people can reach me. Um, the Instagram and Facebook page would be the best way to reach me. I do have the handy and capable at gmail.com email address
I
too, but
love that
I
name.
don't check it very often.
I
So,
love that name. So tell me about the name. Like, I mean, it's obvious, but
because I may be handicapped, but I'm still capable.
capable. Woo! I love it. I love it. I love it. I don't know. The word's out. And you are powerful. If I could stamp it on your forehead, so you walk around with powerful on your forehead, then I do it. But then I think that would be bad, right? I don't know. I can't do that. But you are definitely it. Miss Linda sure knows how to pick them, who to support and who not to support because she's on a winning streak. So I'm happy that there's people like her. I'm happy there's people like your
I
friends.
wouldn't have met you, and this is awesome. I'm so glad we connected. You have
Yes,
no idea.
yes, and we got future. That's all we have. We're gonna continue working. I'm gonna help you in whatever I can, but it looks like
Sweet.
you're gonna help me a lot more than I could help you with the inspiration. I'll tell you, I'm inspired by you every time we talk.
I would love to meet your wife at some point.
Yes, you gotta meet her. You definitely have to meet her. She's a character. She's very nice.
Okay,
And
good.
everything she does, she's like very. But you'll meet her when you get down here. We're gonna link up for sure.
Yeah,
Is there anything else
definitely.
you want to put out there before we?
Almost, my best friend that just called me, she's in Orlando, and I almost went with her this weekend, but she really just wanted to be by herself this weekend, so I didn't go. But as soon as I'm done with surgery, like, I'm gonna come up to visit my friends and you.
You're gonna have surgery?
I have a big hernia surgery coming up on the 8th. It's one of the problems with my body. I've had hernia surgeries now 4 times, and they've gotten to the point where they have almost killed me. I've been through a lot of crap.
Yeah, I've heard. I've heard. But you're doing it. You're using it as motivation.
I've had at least like 23 surgeries in my lifetime between trying to help me to walk and everything else. People always say, "Aren't you afraid of going under the knife?" And I'm like, I've done it so many times now that
Another day.
yeah, it's just another day in my life.
Wow.
It took me 14 years to get my BA because I kept getting sick throughout.
You still did it. You
Yeah.
still did it. You could give up at any time, but you still did it, man.
Whenever I wasn't feeling sick, I was in classes.
That's amazing. I don't know. It's an amazing thing to see you. It's an amazing thing that a human being can push through so hard. Like, do you ever feel like not pushing hard?
There have been days where I've wanted to die.
And what gets you through those days?
My friends and family,
Again, it
all I
supports.
have to do is make a phone call.
Good for you. Very good for you. I love your friends. Again, I am going to send my resume over. If you can send me their emails, tell them I could be a good friend. I don't talk much, but I could be a good friend. I'll send them my email. Do they need references? That might be a problem.
Be a reference for you.
That might be a problem. Wait, you could be my reference.
I just said that.
Yeah, yeah. And Miss Linda, my kids, my wife.
Yep.
That's it. That's about it. That's where it stops. What we gonna do this? Tell your friends I need some friends. I'm so proud of them.
Now, you know what we needed to do after this? You had me on your podcast to tell my story. We should switch, and I'll have you on mine.
Yes, whenever you want. I'm your
Yeah.
support. Whatever you
Yeah.
need from me, you just tell me. We got
Yeah,
you.
that would be. You're fantastic to me because you remind me of me.
That's an honor for me. That is an honor. I thank you for that. Thank you for saying that. Seriously. I'm very proud of what you're doing. And I'm gonna do whatever possible to help you in whatever I
And I
can.
appreciate that so much because I know you could charge for this. I mean, you went to school to get your degree in business so that you could help people, but I know you could charge for it too. I just thank you because I live on a very mediocre income right now.
Yeah, no, right now we need to get you where you need to be. You were sent, you were a referral from a person that changed my life, and nothing else matters. I don't know. You two are amazing. I want to get in the room with both of you guys. It must be so much fun.
That would be the best conversation ever.
I am back. So thank you. Anything else you want to put out there before we go?
No, just I've really enjoyed being here. Thank you for having me, and I hope that everyone enjoys this episode of the podcast.
They will. Thank you for joining me again. You are a powerful individual that's doing powerful things. Please keep doing what you're doing. The world needs more of you. I
I
see
will not stop. I have
Woo!
dreams, and I will accomplish them.
Not stop, she said. I love it. Well, we look forward to your book, your businesses. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Repeat after me.